Gather around. It's time for the show to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, this is...
Hey everyone, my name is Jason.
Hi friends, it's WrestleMania.
All right, there were so many matches this year that were just too much.
So this won't be a shocker because we've had a handful of really awesome matches that we just can't stop talking about.
How many times have these guys fought? Like it's been quite a bit.
I've been saying this all year. They're just so great to watch. We saw the heel turn coming, and then when it happened, nice and bloody, both dramatic and beautiful.
You are now entering the ring with Chutes and Ladders podcast. Here are your hosts, Desiree and Jason.
Chutes and Ladders Royal Rumble recap. What's going on, everyone? My name is Jason.
Hi friends, it's WrestleMania.
30 men, 30 women, one night that flips the WWE calendar upside down. From Liv Morgan punching her ticket on the women's side to Roman Reigns standing tall in the men's rumble. Des, what are your initial thoughts?
Let me tell you something. I'm exhausted. I have never been so exhausted from a pay-per-view, and I wasn't even in it. So that will tell you exactly what our conversation is going to be about.
Yeah, no doubt. This is going to be an interesting episode. Not one that I expected, to be completely honest with you. We'll kick things off with the Women's Royal Rumble. So, Des, the countdown clock, it struck 0. The Rumble was underway. I will say, I think this was the highlight of the entire PLE. But we'll break this down into different categories. So first off, obviously, Liv Morgan gets the win. You were right. Yeah, called it. What does this mean?
I'm just call me Cleo. No, I was really excited about that. And, because we had a couple people saying Bianca, some other people saying, other names, and I was dead set on Liv. So I am very happy with myself with that. What you previously said about the Women's Rumble compared to the other matches of the night, usually I'm a big brat and I say, I don't like the Women's Rumble. It's, okay. This one I liked better than the Men's Rumble, and I liked it overall. And I thought the women brought it as they typically do, but I am so excited with Liv. And then I got kind of nervous because it could, these are always up in the air. You never know. And then when we got down to the final four, my gut, I was screaming at the TV. I was like, Liv is going to get it. And I'm just... I'm thrilled. I'm excited for her. She has come so close to winning and has participated in all of them and has never gotten the win. So I'm proud of her. I think it's her time. She's going to be elevated even more. She's going to be a terror, and I love it.
Yeah, no doubt. I actually thought it was a good call. Bianca wasn't even in the Rumble, so talk about me being off. And not just me, I think a lot of people said the same thing. It's funny that the two odds-on favorite for both Rumbles either didn't participate or barely participated.
They didn't show
Yeah.
up.
All right, now let's talk about surprise returns. What did you think about that? I got to be honest, this was something where I was a little disappointed in.
There weren't as many as I thought. So really, what the two surprise returns, we got to see Brie Bella. We kind of knew that could have been coming just because of Nikki, so that'll be interesting to see if this is more of a long-term thing or if it's just to show face for a little bit. She did get a fantastic pop, and I think it was just because of your favorite guy, too, with the yes throughout the crowd. It was insane. I think she got the biggest pop of the night just because of that. And then the return of Tiffy time at number 30. So there were also whispers of her returning, and we knew most likely she was going to come back, but she looked fantastic and strong, but we didn't see Bianca, which was really shocking.
Yeah, no, and that's honestly probably the most surprising of the entire Rumble. I definitely thought that she would participate. It would have been kind of cool to see her and Liv as a final two, because then I think the crowd really wouldn't have known who would have won. But yeah, the fact that she wasn't there, maybe she's still hurt, that she couldn't participate. But yeah, no, that was definitely disappointing.
Yeah.
All right, now as far as NXT entrance, I will say this was definitely another bright spot of this match.
Yeah. I made a list. There were 4. If I was wrong, let me know. But I have Lola, Sol, JC, and Kalani. And we called JC Jane and Sol Ruka. And Sol Ruka, oh my gosh, she's insane. She's a superstar. It's obviously who they're going to be pushing soon is going to be Sol Ruka, and for her to be in the final 3 says a lot. That's huge. Fantastic. And Lola did great. JC was fun to watch. She's just a little asshole, and I love it. And so cocky in the ring. And then Kalani. So yeah, I was expecting a little bit more, but I'm pleased with all 4 of them.
1000% pleased. In fact, this is a perfect segue to match standouts / MVP. So MVP is going to go to someone that didn't win. So anyone besides Liv. Mine is Sol Ruka. Wow, she was just phenomenal the entire match.
100%. She was fantastic, and the crowd loves her. You can't keep your eyes off of her. And, it's very risky for a high flyer to participate in the Rumble because they're always on the top rope. They're flying around, so they can be easily knocked over the rope. And so every time she would do something, I'm like, oh, be careful. You're going to... Knowing me, if I was in it, I would have just went after and just pushed her off. But, making it to the final 3 is huge, especially with those 2, Tiffany and Liv. So that says a lot. It was beautiful blondes being tossed around. But another one that really stood out to me was Kiana. Her coming in at number 3 and going head-to-head against Charlotte and Alexa on top of Nia. And the fact that she did that that Samoan drop on Nia, huge. Woman is so strong. So I kept an eye out on her, and she lasted halfway. So she was another one that really stood out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, another potential standout just over the match overall. Lash Legend, obviously getting a lot of eliminations and such. But to me, as far as standouts, it's Sol Ruka, and I think Sol Ruka is going to be the bright star of 2026.
100%.
And as far as the pacing and overall storytelling of the Rumble match, what did you think?
I really loved it. I thought everything was super smooth. The timing of who came out made perfect sense. I loved that the women of the Judgment Day were there together and they were teaming up, and then Liv just takes down Raquel. I kind of had an idea of wouldn't it be funny final 2, how Shawn and Diesel were, and it was just all friendship and then just knocking her off just to have the win. So I was thinking that could have potentially happened, but I do love that the chemistry with Charlotte and Alexa and them teasing each other with their finishers, and with Io and Rhea. All of that was fun. So it was just, you got to see all of these stories come together into just pure chaos. I loved it. It kept me on my toes. I kept running up to the TV, jumping out of my seat, and oh my God. So that's exactly how I need a Rumble to be.
Love it. Yeah, so then sounds like your overall grade is an A, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, 100% an A. Yeah. It was the match of the night. The girl that I wanted to win won, except Chelsea. Chelsea was fantastic. I'm glad they let her stay in there a little bit longer. But she had some fun. But yes, I'm glad Liv won.
100%. Yeah, definitely give this an A. Definitely match of the night. So hats off to all the women. Mm-hmm. All right, now we're going to go to the next match. AJ Styles versus Gunther. Daz won the bell ring. Expectations were high. Did it deliver? What's your take and what's your grade?
These matches are always tough to watch because you already kind of know what the outcome is when someone is already mentioning the end of their career and retiring, and then they're going against someone who is known as the career killer. There shouldn't be a surprise. There shouldn't be a shock or an upset. So the entire time, and we even predicted AJ was going to lose, and we just didn't know how. But you know what? It was really great. A lot of physicality, a lot of technical stuff. AJ getting slashed in the arm. That was fun to see a little bit of color there. But with him just passing out compared to tapping out, I'd much rather pass out to a submission and then actually tapped to quit. So I'm, what else is there to do? So I know there was some upset that he lost, but I'm like, this shouldn't be a shock. It's upsetting that he's leaving, yes, and then the fact that there was an awkward moment with, how they usually leave the boots or whatever in the ring. He was taking off his gloves to put him down, but then he put him back on. So I'm like, what is that? Are you leaving? Like just leaving the ring and going backstage to produce or do whatever? Are you going to another promotion? Are you really not done? Who knows? Very up in the air. So, but AJ will be missed and we love him. But it was good. It was solid. It wasn't a shock. So I'm not upset about anything. So I'll give it, like a B plus.
Yeah, I'll give it a B just because it was AJ's final match. I don't know why they're obsessed with Gunther. And the sleeper hold move, it just to me is weird. We just got done watching Sol Ruka do her amazing finisher, and we go from that to just a sleeper hold. Something we saw since like something that we saw, back in the '80s when wrestling was just all about being the biggest and quote unquote brutest. But it was okay. Not the biggest fan. I think we know that I'm not the biggest fan of Gunther. I just think he's boring. I still do. So, but ultimately, out of respect for AJ, I'll have more. I'll give it a higher grade than I should have.
Maybe he bullies Triple H backstage, so that's why he's like, okay, fine, we'll let you do it.
All right, now we're gonna go Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. Des, this is heart versus hard hitting reality. Sami Zayn and Drew put on a pretty decent match. What's your grade that you're giving this match?
Again, like these kind of matches, I don't really pay attention to because I'm so focused on the Rumble. So if we could just do just the women's and the men's Rumble, I would be okay with that. But I get it. We have to do other matches too. But of course, Sammy got a huge pop, and Drew got a roar of boos, which is hilarious and great. And so, he's doing a great job at it. It wasn't terrible. It was a decent match. We called it again. Drew was going to win, retain, and yeah. So it was okay. It wasn't a shock again. So I'll give it like a B plus. It wasn't anything spectacular. It was just more entertainment than anything.
I'm actually going to go B minus. And I say that because what made the match was just like you said, Sammy got a big pop, and I think that was cool, especially for that crowd.
Yeah.
Other than that, they really didn't give Sammy that much love. I mean, if you're going to have him lose, fine, but there should have been more near falls, him kicking out of a Claymore maybe once or twice, and then finally getting it. I mean, towards the end, it almost seemed like Drew just dominated. So to me, this felt like a match that was just going to be on a Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, and especially at the very last when he hit him with the 2 Claymores, I was like, it would be pretty cool to see him, kick out of that, and he didn't. I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess it's time for Rumble.
Yeah, so. that's kind of my thoughts on it. So, B minus. I mean, I love the fact that Sammy has the fans, and it's not just internet. It's not just because it's Saudi Arabia. It's overall. So I think he's in line for a push, but they have to give him more credibility.
Yeah, not unless, they were working his back a lot, so I don't know if that's going to prolong the story in the feud. I don't know, but anyways.
Yeah, all right, now to the miss of the night, the men's Royal Rumble match. 30 men, 1 ticket to WrestleMania. Roman Reigns stands tall. What's your take and what's your grade, Des?
Oof, we have a lot to talk about. We'll just put it that way. This is something that I look forward to every year. I cleared my schedule out. I was like, the men's Rumble is coming on. Please do not bother me. And it was full of surprises and not good ones, some parts. So it kept me on my toes. It did exactly what it was supposed to do, but I've seen better. And there's some things I don't agree with, and we'll just put it that way.
Speaking of which, you talk about some of the surprises. We had surprise returns and debuts. What's your overall thoughts on the returns and debuts?
Okay, I have a list of stuff. Okay, so, all right. So with the return of Brock, I was excited about to see. Anytime we hear that music come on, we get so excited. However, I kind of wish that they didn't release that he was coming and make it more of a bigger surprise for us.
1,000,000%. That would have been way bigger of an impact.
And that's what I was about to, I was thinking the entire time. I was like, yes, we're excited. And there's always going to be like, what if he does come back? But the fact that he went on to Pat McAfee the day before to announce, hey, I'm going for Rumble and I'm in great shape. Don't say that. I want to see you and be like, oh my God, it's Brock. And I mean, we're still going to have a pop, but I feel like it would have been a bigger surprise for us. And that's the Rumble. It's those surprises that you're not expecting. So I'm glad to see him in the ring, but I feel like that kind of ruined the surprise a little bit. That would have made the Rumble a little bit better. What other return? We got to see LA Knight at 21. He got a huge pop too. So he looked fantastic and went right after the Vision, exactly what we anticipated. And then our boy got thrown over. So there goes my prediction. And it's just like letdown after letdown. We're like, oh, damn.
And to kind of go on top of that, of the letdowns, so Jey Uso comes out with his, with this entrance. I knew they were going to do that. And then, like, arcing this back to Brock, he just gets eliminated. It made no sense. And they was like, oh, yeah, there goes Brock. Wait, what? If that's supposed to be, like, one of the premier guys of the Rumble, you just throw him out. And it was, I understand, like, it was from LA Knight and Cody. And I saw that, I was like, okay, cool. But, like, they didn't build it up. The other thing, too, there's rumors that Brock's going to fight Gunther at Mania. Well, this could have been the perfect time to set it up. They didn't do it. It was.
And then Jay coming out and spending the whole 2 minutes going through the crowd, and we lose momentum of that, and then it was just like all over the place. It just didn't flow. And then Roman coming out, I don't know. So what other people came out? Yeah, I don't know. The guys from AAA.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Iguana. You got to be kidding me.
Stand him. Okay, respectfully. Anytime I see him, I cringe. So gimmicky. He doesn't do it for me. And as soon as he came out, I was like, you wasted someone's other spot.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
On the roster.
There are way too many AAA guys. If you're going to do that, give it to the NXT guys. The other thing, too, is wrestling has taken so many steps forward, but bringing a guy like Mr. Iguana makes it go like 4 steps back. I mean,
what's the other guy's name? I'm not educated on with the Skeletor guy.
La Parka? No.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah, La Parka? Okay, yeah. The whole thing, yuck.
And then coming in with the stuffed iguana, and I'm just like, guy, get out of here. Yeah. That could have been Finn's spot. That could have been somebody else's spot.
And everyone mentioned that. And then the other thing too, the most disappointing thing of all, number 30, I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, thought it was going to be Chris Jericho, and then it's Gunther. I can't tell you just how disappointed I was, and I think most people would say the same thing.
I know, believe me. And starting at number 20, that's when I started checking off my list, saying, okay, we have spots for X, Y, and Z. These are the anticipated people. And I was just throwing out, I'm like, okay, well, if so-and-so is not here, number 30 is going to be Chris Jericho, and we're going to get the countdown. And, whatever, but not Gunther. As soon as I saw, it was just like, ugh.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, when it came to the Final Four, I honestly was like, okay, I guess at this point, we might as well have Roman win. Which,
I wanted Randy win.
I didn't, nothing about this was good at all. At all. This is the most disappointing Rumble since the last time Roman Reigns has won, in my humble opinion. Yeah. As far as match standouts, I mean, obviously, I think Oba would probably get that. But, I mean, that's just not saying much. This was not a good Rumble.
Yeah. It's clear that they're pushing Oba, which is fantastic. when he was just eliminating everybody through the first 5 or 6, and it was just him having like a one-on-one match, I was like, damn, we got to get some more people in here to be like a force against him. What about Braun Breaker and the masked guy? I'm tired of these masked people, and it's just getting lame.
What a waste. And it's funny because at one point in time, he was the odds-on favorite. He went from the odds-on favorite to that debacle. Ouch.
I was so excited to see him, even though I didn't really want him to be the pick to win. I love watching him in the ring and destroy guys and spear, and damn, that was such a disappointment. Who do you think? I have a couple of people in mind of who it is.
The only thing I can think of is Rollins, but who you got?
Well, okay, it could be Austin Theory, who is being like puppeteered by Seth to be like come in and destroy the Vision just because of the pretty blue eyes. I'm thinking of blue-eyed men. Then it could also be Logan Paul going against them. It could also be Adam Pearce, because he didn't want Braun in there and goes, fine, you'll go in. And then that was his way of keeping him out.
That would actually be decent storytelling if it was Adam Pearce. But yeah, other than that, okay, hold on. So what's your grade on this match?
Oh, one more thing. We got to see Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yes, actually, you know what? That was a good surprise return. That's for sure. Or debut, if you want to call it that. That was good.
I'm happy. I'm glad that they put his original name on first and then switched it to Royce Keys, because I was like, I don't think anyone's going to know who Royce is, but we know who Powerhouse Hobbs is. So
sure.
That was exciting. Excited about him. Overall, this was a miss, and we all got thrown over the top rope. I'll just say, just based on my reaction where I was like Final Four, I wanted Randy just because I'm selfish, and I was like, this makes more sense because I want him to go after number 15, and I didn't get that, and then we got the boring it was just more of a letdown of, oh, we're going back for Roman again. I'm going with like just because it threw me off, I'll give it like a B minus.
I'll give it a C. And this is not good. And also the other thing, let's talk about this. Drew eliminating Cody?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So okay, so now it's just okay, so because what it seems like is Cody's gonna fight Drew at the next PLE. Cody's gonna win, and the main event's gonna be Cody versus Roman Reigns.
I am so annoyed. Okay, I get it. And can we talk about, we have other things to talk about right now. How Triple H just keep saying, hey, this is the new era. This is the new this. This is the new that. Why are you circling back to storylines and bringing back guys that we've already seen before? And it's just like, oh, we're getting this again. It's like, Roman, I thought you said that this was a new era. Well, then who was the real winner then? It's like, where are you going at with this? You're not pushing anyone. Look at Braun Breaker. He was projected, and you get him out. So, I don't know what you're doing. It's just like a never-ending cycle of the same guys.
Yeah, and hypothetically, just say it is Roman. It's Roman versus Cody at Mania. That means there would have been 6 times, if I'm counting correctly, where Roman's either fought Brock Lesnar or Cody Rhodes at the main event of WrestleMania. And this is going on the last 10 years. And there's been so much backlash about how Roman Reigns doesn't really do it for the fans, but they have no choice, it seems like, but to push him. Yeah, this is just, I don't know. I get it. I don't. Again, this is going to leak into our final thoughts and overall grade. So what is your overall grade, Des?
Well, you know what? The women saved it this round. I'm going to tell you that, because the other 2 matches were very so-so, very like, okay. I didn't really care, and I really wasn't paying attention. And the men's Rumble fell flat to me, because I feel like they could have done better to the other guys. Let's be real on that. It's just another repeat of another Roman era. But the women did fantastic. I'll give it like a B. I don't know.
I'll give it a B just because there's a Rumble. But listen, overall thoughts and final grade, and just storytelling for WrestleMania. Again, I have a feeling Cody's going to beat Drew, and Cody's going to headline against Roman. I love Cody, and I don't even mind Roman, but why would you want to have why would you want to have that main event for the third time? And plus, isn't Roman kind of part-time, it seems like?
I was just about to say, he is part-time. Is he having a good time here? That's what I want to know. Did he just jokingly say, I'll come back if I win Rumble? Yeah. And then threw that out there? They're like, sure, all right, we can do that.
I'm with you. And you know what? They're already talking about this now, but more than likely, next year in Saudi Arabia, it's probably going to be Rock versus Roman somehow.
I don't know. Just turn this into like the Bloodline show at this point. I don't know. It's just, it's like, they can't make up their mind. Can we do something new for somebody else? I don't know. And that was the point of Rumble, is to elevate somebody else. Like, just build on to something new. And then, I don't know. There's nothing against Roman. I'm sure, he's not my guy, clearly. But I just feel like they could have done better with this. I was just very like, oh, we're going this way again.
I'm with you. All right, well, that wraps up a loaded episode of our Royal Rumble recap. Give us your thoughts. What's your grade for Royal Rumble? Shoot us a DM at the Shoots and Ladders. And like always, please like, share, and subscribe both on YouTube and Spotify. Once again, my name is Jason.
I'm Desiree Josen.
All right, until next time, have a blessed day and a blessed week.
Have a great week. Bye, friends.
This has been Shoots and Ladders. Follow us for more content.